The rain hammered against the windows of Willow Creek like it was trying to break in. Alex Thompson stood on Emily Harper's porch, drenched, his knuckles white from gripping the railing. He hadn't slept in 2 nights. Lily, his 6-year-old daughter, had asked again last week, in that small, serious voice she used when she really wanted something. "Daddy, when do I get a mommy?" The question had sliced through him like glass. For years since Sarah died, and the grief still lived in his chest like a second heartbeat. Tonight, though, the ache had shifted into something else, panic. He was 36, alone, terrified of staying that way, terrified of failing Lily again. So he crossed the narrow strip of grass between their houses and knocked on the door of the only person who had ever made the silence feel bearable. Emily opened the door in sweatpants and a faded university hoodie, her dark hair loose, surprise flickering across her face. "Alex? Are you okay?" "No," he said, the word cracking. "I'm not. I need your help, Em. I'm going to start dating again. For Lily. But I don't know how to do it anymore. I don't know how to talk to women, how to not scare them off, how to be someone would want. You're the only person I trust to tell me the truth. Will you help me?" For a long second, she just looked at him, rain dripping from the eaves behind him. Then she stepped back. "Come inside before you drown." He followed her into the warm kitchen, the scent of chamomile tea and vanilla candles wrapping around him. She poured coffee without asking if he wanted it, set the mug in front of him, and sat across the small table. "Tell me what you're afraid of," she said quietly. "Everything," he answered. "That I'll choose wrong. That Lily will get attached and then get hurt again. That I'll never feel anything close to what I felt with Sarah, and I'll just be pretending for the rest of my life." Emily's gaze never left his face. She reached across the table and covered his hand with hers, just for a second, but long enough that his pulse stuttered. "Okay," she said. "I'll help you. But you have to promise me one thing. Anything. Be honest with me. No pretending, no hiding. If we're going to do this, I need all of you, the messy parts, the scared parts, all of it." He nodded, throat tight. "I promise." She took a breath, held it, then met his eyes again. "Then here's the truth, Alex. The woman who could love you and Lily the way you both deserve, she's already here. She's been here for 2 years. And she's terrified that you'll never see her." The words landed like a stone in still water. Alex stared at her, the kitchen light catching the sudden sheen in her eyes. "Emily." She stood quickly, turning to the sink so he wouldn't see her face. "Forget I said that. It's late. You should go home to Lily. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll start slow. Maybe I'll help you write a dating profile or practice conversation. Whatever you need." But he didn't move. He couldn't. Her words echoed in his skull, rewriting every quiet moment they'd shared. The evening she'd sat with Lily while he worked late, the way she always knew when he needed silence instead of words. The night she found him crying on his back porch and simply sat beside him until dawn. He'd told himself she was just kind. Just a friend. Just the neighbor. He left without another word, the door clicking shut behind him, like the end of something he hadn't even known was beginning. The next few weeks were a strange, sweet torture. Emily kept her promise. They met 3 evenings a week after Lily went to bed. She helped him set up a profile on a dating app, laughing gently when he tried to use a photo from 5 years ago, insisting on new ones in the park with Lily. They'd practice conversations over takeout on her couch, how to ask questions without sounding like an interview, how to share pieces of himself without bleeding out. She teased him about his terrible taste in music, made him laugh until his sides hurt, corrected him gently when he deflected with humor instead of honesty. and every time their knees brushed under the table, every time her hand lingered when she passed him a mug, every time she looked at him like he was the only person in the room, the air grew thicker. He felt it. He knew she felt it. But neither of them named it. One night, after a long session of role-playing first-date small talk, Emily leaned back against the couch cushions and asked, "So, have you matched with anyone yet?" He hesitated. "Yeah, a couple. There's one, Claire. She's a pediatric nurse. Seems nice. I'm thinking of asking her for coffee." Emily's smile didn't reach her eyes. "That's great, Alex. Really. You should." But when he left that night, she didn't walk him to the door. She stayed on the couch, arms wrapped around herself, and cried for the first time since he'd asked for her help. 2 weeks later, Claire and Alex went on their first date. Emily babysat Lily. When Alex came home at 10:30, Lily was asleep and Emily was waiting on his porch swing, a blanket around her shoulders. "How was it?" she asked. "Good," he said. "She's easy to talk to." Emily nodded slowly. "I'm happy for you." But her voice cracked on the last word. He stepped closer. What's wrong?" She stood, the blanket falling to the porch boards. "Nothing. I'm just tired. I think I need to take a break from helping you. You're doing fine on your own now." He caught her wrist before she could walk away. "Wait. Talk to me." She looked down at his hand on her skin, then up at him, eyes glistening. "I can't keep pretending this doesn't hurt, Alex. Every time you tell me about Claire, every time you smile because she texted you, it feels like I'm losing you." "And I know I don't have the right to feel that way. I offered to help, I told you how I felt, and you didn't choose me. That's okay. But I can't watch it anymore." His chest caved. I didn't know what to do with what you said that night. I was scared. I still am. Sarah was everything, and then she was gone, and I swore I'd never let anyone that close again because the pain of losing her almost killed me. But you've been here the whole time, and I've been too afraid to see it." She pulled her hand free, gently but firmly. "Then figure it out, Alex. Because I can't be your practice anymore. I love you. I've loved you for a long time. But I won't stay next door and wait for you to decide if I'm worth the risk." She walked across the grass to her house. He stood on the porch until her lights went out, the silence louder than the rain had ever been. The next month was agony. Emily kept her distance. She waved when they passed in the driveway, smiled politely when Lily ran over to hug her, but the long evenings, the shared coffee, the laughter gone. Alex went on 3 more dates with Claire. Each one felt emptier than the last. Claire was kind, smart, patient. But she wasn't Emily. She didn't know the exact pitch of Lily's giggle when she was tickled. She didn't remember that Alex took his coffee black only when he was exhausted. She didn't look at him like she could see every scar and still choose to stay. One evening Lily came home from school with a drawing. A stick figure family, Daddy, Lily, and Emmy, all holding hands under a big yellow sun. She held it up proudly. "I told Mrs. Larson this is who I want to live with forever." Alex's knees buckled. He sat on the floor with his daughter and asked, "You want Emily to be your mommy?" Lily nodded. "She already acts like one. She loves us, Daddy." "Why can't she live here?" He didn't have an answer. That night he stared at the ceiling until 3 in the morning, replaying every moment he'd wasted being afraid. The next morning he called Claire and ended things. She wasn't surprised. "I thought you were still in love with someone else," she said gently. "I just didn't know her name." He didn't wait another day. He walked across the grass, heart slamming against his ribs, and knocked on Emily's door. She opened it wearing the same hoodie from that first rainy night, eyes wary. "Alex? I broke up with Claire," he said. "I broke up with her because every time I was with her, I was wishing I was with you. I was scared, Em. I'm still scared. But I'm more scared of living the rest of my life without you than I am of losing you someday. I love you. I think I've loved you for a long time, and just didn't have the courage to admit it. Lily loves you. I want us to be a family. If you'll still have us?" Emily's breath hitched. Tears spilled over. "You're sure? Because I won't survive walking away from you twice." "I'm sure," he said, stepping closer. "I'm so damn sure." She reached up, cupped his face, and kissed him, slow, trembling, like she was afraid he'd vanish. When she pulled back, she whispered against his lips, "I've waited so long for you to say that." He smiled through his own tears. "I'm sorry I made you wait." They stood on her porch for a long time, foreheads touching, breathing each other in. Later, Lily would run across the grass screaming with joy when she saw them holding hands. Later, they would sit on the couch together, Lily between them, reading stories until she fell asleep. Later, there would be quiet mornings with coffee and lazy kisses, evenings of laughter and small arguments and making up. Later, there would be a ring, a wedding in the backyard with wildflowers and fairy lights, and a promise to choose each other every day, no matter how scared they felt. But right now, in the soft glow of her porch light, Alex held Emily close and felt, for the first time in years, like he was finally home. Love wasn't the absence of fear. It was the decision to stay anyway. It was trust built one honest moment at a time. It was destiny disguised as ordinary days next door. And sometimes, it was a single dad brave enough to ask for help, and a woman brave enough to tell him the truth. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more emotional love stories.